Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, I guess it's free 051 Kiddo until 051 Kiddo is free. Now, everybody's gonna have something to say about this. It's unfortunate, it's a very unfortunate situation, but it is a cycle that we continuously see happen amongst the guys in Chicago. And yes, it's easy to toss blame. Yes, it's easy to say he's stupid. It's easy to say that he loved jail, so forth and so forth. And I used to be one of them guys until I actually understood the environment that these guys are in. Now, of course, everybody's gonna troll. They're gonna point the finger saying he shouldn't have did this, he shouldn't have did that. But reality of the situation is, when you're put in an environment where you have no choice but to look over your back, it's a prey or predator type of environment, what do? And I said this in the last video, because for y'all that don't know, 051 Kiddo done did 10 or 11 years, came home, got locked up again, and then now he's back inside. And if you pay attention, both times that he has been remanded to go back in jail, it has been less than a year. And of course, it's not looking good, because the last time he got a probation violation is when they came to his home to search. They found a weapon in there, and after that, they took him in. He did less than a year on the violation, came out, he started making noise again with the music. As y'all know, he trolling, still dissing his ops like it's 2011. And now he's back in for another weapon possession charge. Now we're going to get into everything that transpired and what led him to going back to jail. But before we do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it. Now, according to the inmates lookup, it would say that he was booked on Sunday, which is July 21st, 2025. And people are saying that it's due to a switch. Now, as of right now, it's unclear as to what happened. We don't know if it's like the last time where probation just happened to come to his house and do like a weapon search and search the house and they found it, or if maybe he was stopped with it. Whatever the case may be, he was caught with it once again. Now, I know social media couldn't wait to troll, and that's exactly what they did after the news came out. One user under Chicago Hits 3 posts about the situation would say, quote, "Goofy of the year." Another user would say, quote, "At this point, he loved jail and got a little boo in there. That fresh air don't taste good to dog." Last user would say, quote, "This N-word get caught with more pipes than the plumber. ABC boys on the way." Now, here's a few things that I would like to say about that, because I feel it's not just the guys in Chicago that are to blame, because it's easy to say that they're stupid, they're goofy, they love jail, so forth and so on. But nobody's talking about Chicago as a whole. Nobody's talking about the city. Nobody's talking about the gun laws. Nobody's talking about the people who need to make a change in order to see a change. We can't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. Starting off with the gun laws. Prior to his release, he was just booked on another weapons possession charge while on probation when they did a search in his house, and he was able to be released in less than a year. Whereas if you go somewhere like New York, if you get caught with a weapon, period, you're looking at an automatic 3 to 5 years in jail, depending on your background. So now when you think about it, the man was already on probation, and then he also caught another charge. You would think that it would take some years for him to get out, but no, he was out in less than a year. So now you got to consider what that does to somebody's thought process of whether they should carry a firearm or not, especially in an environment like Chicago, where they know their ops is somewhere lingering and it might be close. The infamous quote where people say, "I'd rather be judged by a 12 than carried by a 6, will always be a factor in somebody's head, because at the end of the day, if the police isn't doing enough to protect these guys, why would they think twice about carrying a weapon to defend themselves? Then if the punishment isn't that harsh, then guess what? It becomes a point to where they rather take the risk of being caught or not. And I don't blame them, because the second point that I was trying to make is the environment and the surrounding that these guys are in, where they feel the need to carry a weapon at all times. It's easier to judge because you aren't there. You aren't the one looking over your back or looking over your shoulder every 5 minutes, because you don't know what may happen. This is not a video game where if somebody take your life, you got another life lined up and you could live again. At this point in time, if somebody catch you slipping, that's it, that's over. And the way these guys were living, whether you decide to be on a straight and narrow path or not, you have ops that haven't forgot how you made them feel when you either allegedly took one of their boys' life or dissed one of their deceased homeboys. So it don't matter how straight and narrow you want to live now, you still gotta reap what you sowed from what you did in the past. And your ops don't want to hear nothing. So like I said, it's easier to judge. It's easier for us to just sit here and say these guys are fools. But when your life is literally on the line, what do? And to be honest, I think we gotta focus more on the city of Chicago before anything is done. Just the other day, Mellow Bucks had a whole party where it was a mass shooting involved and it was no police presence available at all. To this day, right now, it was a whole mass shooting to where we got license plate readers, we got red light cameras, we got surveillance cameras, we got shot spotters, we got everything in the world in Chicago to stop these shootings from happening, and somehow they're still happening. Somehow they're still not getting caught. To this day, they still have no suspects in the shooting of Mellow Bucks, where 3 to 4 people lost their life. Why? So at some point, yes, we have to hold them accountable, because they get paid, literally paid to protect us, but somehow they're not. If you go to your job right now and you don't do your job, guess what happens? You get fired. If you're not progressing, if you're not showing any type of results, you get fired. If you're not producing, if you're not showing them anything they need to see because they feel like you may be dead weight, guess what? You get fired. Why can't we hold them accountable as well? Now, 051 Kiddo and other guys that's in the same boat, no, they aren't saints, right? We get it. But these days, it seems like carrying a firearm is almost essential in Chicago if you want to keep your life. But anyway, back on subject, as y'all know now, 051 Kiddo is currently locked up for the switch, and he has his next court date on the 28th. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how that turns out, because he has a very, very extensive rap sheet. He did a lot of time in jail previously, so a lot of times they charge you based on their guidelines and your rap sheet and all that. So let's see what happens. To be honest with you, if this was anywhere else, he'll probably get a couple years, because they're not playing with them switches because they're federal. But to be honest with you, with Chicago and the way their gun laws are set up, it's no telling what may happen, man. Let's see. He might get less than a year again. And I'm not wishing time on anybody. Like I said, these gun laws is kind of crazy, but to each his own, man. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'ma keep on dropping. I'm out.